It started slowly, a tingling sensation here, an unexplained burst of strength there. Then the impossible happened. People were flying, objects moved with a thought. The world watched in awe as ordinary individuals became extraordinary. We called them evolved, humans touched by something beyond our understanding. At first, it was pure wonder, the joy of flight, the thrill of telekinesis, the awe of healing with a touch. It was a global celebration of the impossible. Videos flooded the internet, showcasing incredible feats. A new era seemed upon us, filled with hope and the promise of a brighter future. The possibilities seemed endless. Construction workers effortlessly lifted steel beams. Firefighters wreathed in flames, fearlessly rescued people from infernos. Doctors healed the sick with a touch, their hands glowing with an otherworldly light. The world held its breath, caught between fear and exhilaration on the precipice of a new age. The world began to rebuild, bolder and brighter. Crumbling cities were reborn as shining beacons of superpowered potential. Towers scraped the sky, built in record time by super-strong construction crews. We dreamed of a future free from pollution, with energy generated by those who could command the elements. Architects designed floating cities powered by those who could control gravity. Underwater habitats, once a distant dream, were now within reach thanks to those who could breathe underwater. Hope bloomed in the hearts of millions, fueled by the extraordinary possibilities that lay before us. The impossible was becoming possible. This wasn't just about individual power. It was about what we could achieve together. It was about the potential of humanity, unlocked and unleashed on a scale we could barely comprehend. But every light casts a shadow. Fear, as it always does, followed close on the heels of hope. The cracks in our newfound world began to show. The same powers that healed could also harm. The strength that built could also shatter. Greed, the oldest enemy of mankind, reared its ugly head. Some evolved, drunk on power, turned to selfish desires. They craved control, wealth, and the adoration of the powerless. What were laws in the face of superhuman strength? Who could stop a man who could control minds or teleport through walls? The very foundations of our society, built on laws and order, began to crumble. The line between hero and villain, once clear, blurred in the blinding light of these newfound abilities. The world, once united in wonder, found itself fractured by fear and uncertainty. It was in these dark times that heroes emerged, beacons of hope in a world teetering on the brink. They were ordinary people who chose to use their extraordinary abilities for good. They stood as a bulwark against the encroaching darkness, their courage a beacon in the storm. A young woman who could control fire became a symbol of hope, rescuing people from burning buildings. A man who could move at superhuman speed dedicated himself to delivering justice, apprehending criminals faster than a speeding bullet. Stories of their bravery spread like wildfire, igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of millions. But for every hero there was a villain, their powers a terrifying reflection of the good they opposed. Some sought to rule through fear, others to plunge the world into chaos. The battle lines were drawn not on maps, but in the hearts of those who had been gifted with extraordinary might. The world held its breath, caught in a struggle for its very soul. The legal system, built for a world without superpowers, struggled to adapt. How do you imprison a man who can walk through walls? How do you try a telepath who can influence juries with their thoughts? New laws were drafted, special courts established. We created meta-human prisons, reinforced with technology designed to contain even the most potent abilities. It was a time of rapid evolution, not just for individuals, but for the very framework of society. But the question remained, were these measures enough? The balance of justice, once measured by scales, now teetered precariously on the edge of a sword. Were we capable of creating a system that was fair both to the empowered and the powerless? The price of power. The emergence of superpowers wasn't just a change, it was a revolution. It forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves, about the nature of power and the fragility of peace. We had to re-examine everything, from our laws to our values. Some argued that superpowers were a gift, a chance for humanity to ascend to a higher state of being. Others saw them as a curse, a Pandora's box that had unleashed chaos upon the world. There were those who believed that the evolved were the next step in human evolution. destined to lead us to a brighter future. Others feared them, seeing them as a threat to our very existence. The debate raged on, in homes, in governments, in the hearts of every human being on the planet. What did it mean to be human in a world where humanity itself had been redefined? What was the price of power, and were we willing to pay it? A world reshaped. Necessity, the mother of invention, birthed a new era of technology. Devices designed to detect, enhance, and even nullify superpowers flooded the market. Power dampeners, once the stuff of science fiction, became as commonplace as mobile phones. Scientists raced to understand the origins of these powers, to unlock the secrets of this global evolution. Was it a random mutation, a cosmic event, or something else entirely? The answers, they believed, held the key to the future of our species. The world once familiar was becoming increasingly alien. We were living in a comic book, our reality rewritten by forces we barely understood. The world was holding its breath, waiting to see what new heroes and monsters this new age would bring forth. Echoes of the past, whispers of the future. History, they say, repeats itself, and so it was in this new world. The same struggles for power, for equality, for justice continued to play out, albeit on a grander, more terrifying scale. Old prejudices found new targets. Fear-mongering found fertile ground in the hearts of the uncertain. But amidst the chaos, humanity endured. We adapted, we innovated, we fought for our future. We learned to live in this new world, to navigate its dangers and harness its potential. The future remained uncertain, a vast, uncharted sea of possibilities. Would we rise to the challenge or be consumed by the storm? Would this new era of superpowers lead to our salvation or our destruction? A new age of wonders and dangers. The dawn of superpowers marked a turning point in human history. It was a time of great fear, great hope, and even greater uncertainty. But above all, it was a time of profound change. We had stepped through a looking glass, and there was no going back. The question was no longer if we were ready for this new world, but what we would make of it. Would we use these powers to build a brighter future, or would they be our undoing? The answer, as always, lay not in our abilities but in our choices. The future of our species, once written in ink, was now being rewritten in lightning and fire, in the whispers of the wind and the tremors of the earth. And only time would tell what story it would tell.